Interesting chart, Ainsley, from mine, that all chart. Yeah, interesting to have a look at. What do you think it's going to do for us this week?
I'm just going to grab that screen again. Screen 2. Look at it. Very, very disappointing. This is, we were looking for a breakout. We had a, can I bring that up here? There we go. So, oops, that's not what I want. I want that. And I've just moved the chart, didn't I? Hang on, let me move that back. Sorry.
There you go.
Yeah, good. I was trying to move things around, but I keep forgetting I've got to stop screen and reshare it. So what we've got here is we were looking for a move north, a long move on oil. At the end of last week, we had an ascending triangle, and it came down, retested, had a bit of a push down, and then off it went. The thing with oil this week, it has been all over the shop, and it opened here and closed there. So we've been on this roller coaster ride and just opened where we closed where we opened at the beginning of the week. What was happening here was we had a bit more of a bullish sentiment happening, and there was an OPEC meeting, and the OPEC meeting on Thursday really, as you can see, failed to impress anybody, and we've had a pull off coming down here. We also had the energy, one of the things that pushed it up was the energy Information Administration, the EIA. It was unable to report the previous week, as you can see here, due to, can you believe it, they had a blackout. They had no electricity. So the EIA was unable to present their report on energy because they had no electricity. So market fell. But as it came towards the end of the week, there was the whole China's coming back online again. The supply is going to be okay. They seem to be, OPEC over here on Thursday were quite keen to say that they were not going to increase or decrease. Now, I think they're going to refine that by the next meeting, because what you also had there were some special reserves being released as well. So we've got a little bit more flooding the market. We've got OPEC saying we're good, we're okay. But here we've had a nice sharp reversal, and you've seen that really clearly again on the daily chart. What we've got there is, we've got some supply disruptions. We've got strikes in France, we've got strikes in Norway, we've got a few other bits and pieces that are just coming into the mix now with very disgruntled little players going on. And that's all overlying with the whole Russia still with a bit of a stranglehold and the Ukraine crisis going on. So the fact that we've gone all the way around the circus and ended up exactly where we opened would seem to indicate there's some other things that need to play out here in oil before we can see a move either to the north or to the south side here. I'd like to think that, given how much it costs to fill up at the moment, fill up your car if you don't have an electric vehicle, I'd like to see prices come down, but I just don't see them coming down at the moment, Paul.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ainsley. There's a little trend line in there that's hanging on, and as long as it hangs on, I tend to be with you. I think we're far from done for the year, to be honest, on oil. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. It is an interesting chart. Look, they are both gold and oil right now. They are at interesting places, and I like what you say. A little seasonal push in gold likely, but then 10-year bond rates causing us some issues with that. Could well just sit in that range for a bit longer. And oil again. I'm a bit of an oil bull, and you've got the trend line holding, but you've still got a lower high on the big picture stuff as well. They're going to be interesting, and oil in particular has given us really good clarity, and it's just not quite as clear right now, right?
It's not. When you start where you opened, like almost to the dollar, it's not a good thing. But as you said, lower high, and this is where it's important with these commodities that can flick around so much. Looking at those higher time frames is really, really important. Looking at the daily, looking at the weekly, because things can happen so quickly with oil in particular. You've got suppliers going on strike, and that's a restriction on the supply side. It's not a restriction on the demand side. there was talk of China coming out of the severe lockdown that they're in, and that is happening slowly. But seriously, so we've got a few things there, and we've got to remember a seasonal bias is exactly that. It's seasonal. It's not an indicator. You're not ready to pull the trigger. It's just something that's happened previously. It does not mean it's going to happen now. So just
that all chart on the weekly chart's interesting, isn't it, Ainslie? Again, you did right. You have a look at that and you just go, boy, if that had closed a bit high, you'd be all over the bill on this, but it just didn't, and it just makes you wonder about it, right?
Yep. What else is coming? Like I said, what can they drop on us next week? It's been interesting. And you can see the lights were out at the EIA and all of a sudden the market takes a tumble. I mean, no electricity at the energy information and like the big energy.
You'd kind of think they'd have their own little generator tucked away in the background, wouldn't you? You'd think they'd have some kind of plan B for this kind of stuff, wouldn't you? Because it's not a great look. I'm not sure if it cause energy crashes, but it's not a great look, right?
No, it's the basic lack of confidence. It's just like, you're kidding, what else is coming? And the energy, and it's just like, yeah, you're right. You'd think they'd have a flashlight and they could, Morse code out the report, but no, they didn't have that. They had no generator. They had nothing. They had crickets. That's all they had, and it's something as simple as that. Just makes it just turn turtle and reverse hard too. They're not small moves.
They are not small moves, Ainslie, and we will we'll watch with some interest this week, and hopefully what's coming for us is something a little bit more settled. I'm just scrolling back. I'm just sorry. I'm trying to remember who we got in tomorrow. Next week, Ainslie, to remind everybody, it'll be Alexis with Ash on Data and Lloyd next Sunday. To those that joined us today, and it's great to have the room as full as it is, thank you very much. To Ainslie and George, thank you very much for coming in and sharing your considerable knowledge. We'll be back next week with Sunday Market Update. We will have with us Lloyd on currency strength, Alexis on fundamentals, and we will have Ash on data. Until then, guys, remember, stay calm and make good decisions. If you do, it'll all work out. Cheers, everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Thanks.